Hey, in this episode we talk about preparing for our global event, the Audrain Newport Concours Motor Week. We recorded this last week right before our event and we had an absolute blast. We hope to see you at our concours in 2025. McLaren is coming out with
This is breaking news. Barry's not up to speed on
Barry's
this.
Barry's not up to speed. They're coming out with like a new like P1 or a new F1.
Top of the range.
How do you know?
Dude, I saw it on the Instagrams.
It's just like they teased it.
What did they say?
They haven't really said anything, but it's going to be something pretty wild.
It's a range-topping car. We ordered a crap load of plywood, essentially, and laid down a plywood road. Wasn't finished till probably 3 or 4 in the morning.
The way we tested it was I had a car at the time, a Yukon XL, that our hospitality group completely, I'm talking front to rear, stuffed with liquor. I had to get the suspension was toast.
In South Carolina, they call that tootin'.
Yeah, so it was probably like, 9,000 pounds at that point with the car.
That poor truck.
And we just drove it up and down to settle all the wood in. It was just like, it was like a person who's never been to the chiropractor, just like snapping, cracking all the way down.
Hey, so welcome back to another episode of In the Driver's Seat with ABS. You join us here at our car storage facility on September 26th, 2024. We are approximately 1 week away from the 2024 Audrain Newport Concours and Motor Week. So we're super pumped for that. I know you boys are getting stuff ready.
Dude, we're locked.
We're getting stuff ready. We haven't sat down with each other, just the three of us, in a long time because our last couple episodes have had guests, and we've had a pretty busy summer. I mean, we've been around.
Dude, we've been dialed in. A lot of cars and coffees, a lot of events, a lot of traveling for... Dude, you have been home for 2 straight months. No, you've been home. You haven't even been home for 2 straight months.
No.
Like the whole year. Maybe not even a full month.
Every 3 weeks we go somewhere or do something. I mean, it's super fun. I mean, Dude, yeah. It's just a crazy year, huh? So much going on. It was good. It was really good. But there's some interesting news that I saw today. I don't know if you guys saw this, about the McLaren is coming out with
breaking news. Barry's not up to speed on this.
Barry's not up to speed. They're coming out with like a new like P1 or a new F1.
Top of the range.
How do you know?
Dude, I saw it on the Instagrams.
It's just like they teased it.
What did they say?
They haven't really said anything, but it's going to be something pretty wild.
It's a range-topping car.
So I have to look it up?
You're going to have to look it up.
Okay, you guys talk. Let me just do a quick update.
What are we thinking? Twin turbo V8.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
McLaren.
Or they might use the engine from the Solis GT.
What's that?
It's like their like race car. It's like this.
So what's that engine?
It's a V10.
Oh, they make a V10.
They do. They do.
So they might go V10.
It could be that
hybrid.
It's probably going to be a hybrid.
V10.
I don't think it'll be fully electric. So there's like, okay, to bring up the P word, but like Porsche's coming out with a series of cars, and apparently the 911 is going to maintain its ICE engine. So I'm assuming that McLaren will probably follow suit with this, with a...
I don't know. McLaren's kind of in their own world, it seems like. They kind of stick to the script and stay pretty consistent with their... Are you up to speed,
power
Sean?
plants. Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm seeing the video. Okay. I'm not watching the video, but I'm on Road and Track, and
he's so good with tech.
Yeah. You were okay.
Okay.
Anyways.
So the first thing I said, the video is called "What Makes a One Car," an icon that redefines. My question. Okay, so there's McLaren F1, a P1. Wasn't the Speedtail supposed to be one of those? Because it's not showing
the Speedtail.
Is this them admitting?
Hold on.
Is this them admitting that
it was a failure?
Not a failure, but it's like okay. It's like,
so they have 3 different levels of cars, right? Like they have
like sports, the super sports series, and I think
the iconic
or hyper or whatever. Yeah.
And so is the Speedtail in that group by their definition?
Probably. I mean,
well, I guess because the Speedtail it's not really like a street legal car either, right?
It isn't?
Yeah, no, it is.
You can only drive it like 1,000 miles a year because it doesn't have mirrors or some shit.
Oh,
well, it has cameras for mirrors.
Yeah, but
maybe, I don't know. I
know nothing about the Speedtail.
It's got a center seat.
I do know that, but wasn't that
you have
supposed
to turn it on the roof?
Yeah, but wasn't that supposed to be like the spiritual
Well,
successor?
the thing is, I mean, in a way, yes, spiritual successor, center seat, yada yada, very aerodynamic, 240 miles an hour. But
I think it's 249 or 250.
Whatever. We're
close.
talking
But
technicalities.
like the P1 still is
The
like
P1 to
P1
me
is like
and the Senna are like top
P1.
dogs.
Yeah.
Well, it's McLaren F1, P1.
I got the
McLaren
Senna.
F1, P1.
I got Senna right below P1.
But then you don't even consider speed tail. Like I don't even. Like,
I mean,
to me,
I think it's in that bracket, but I don't think it's at on the same stair, like a couple stairs down.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. But this is
They
exciting.
want to be.
I mean, dude, we're getting to the point where Ferrari's released cars at this level, at LaFerrari level, but we're 10
like
years
the
out.
SP3.
Yeah,
The
the
Daytona.
Daytona. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
think
a cool car.
That's a 1,000 horsepower car, but we're at that point where we're 10 years out from the Holy Trinity.
I know.
So like,
Well, the Porsche's coming out with whatever they're coming out
How
with
close were we to that, Mr. Intel?
next year.
Really?
Well,
for an announcement? For an announcement?
20. Apparently, it's 25 production.
Well,
that's what I've.
they're also coming
But-
out with a new GT2. I think they're going to come out with a GT2 RS. The GT2.
Are they doing a GT2? Just a GT2?
I think it's just going to be GT2, and then they might do a GT2 RS. But I think the GT2 is going to be a stick, and then the GT2 RS will be PDK.
Yeah.
But
So
then
what's your source, Chief?
Spike's Car Radio, bro.
Oh, all right,
Johnny Lieberman.
All right.
Johnny Lieberman.
I like that.
I don't know. We'll see if they're right or not.
All right.
No, I mean, it makes sense. It's been how long since GT2, standalone GT2 has been? I don't remember since 997.
Yeah, it was a 997.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was only a 997. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
996. Obviously, there was a GT2, but I don't remember. Yeah, no.
But we're due for hypercars.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
Which
yeah.
is very exciting. And they're announcing it on Concours Sunday,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
McLaren.
like in the
Yeah.
morning. So people will be talking about that all day.
Yeah. No, that's a cool car. I think, Sean and I went to Pebble this year, and the overall theme, I feel like, and maybe that's kind of been the vibe for the last couple of years. It's like you drive around, you see all the craziest cars, but like all the car spotters and everybody are trying to see the hypercars.
Koenigsegg's.
And there were 17 Koenigsegg's in a parade leaving the Quail or something this
So
year. It's
stupid.
absurd.
Like, to see how many of them is just like.
It just numbs you, doesn't it? Like,
Well, no, I know, but that's the thing about social media now. That's kind of like what I kind of hate about it. It's like you just, I've seen that before on that page. It's like I wish you could just never, like the shit that excited me. The best thing that happened.
Here we go again with the with the story of the
Best
whatever
thing
it
that
was.
happened.
I ran across the highway. To see
Best,
it.
no. Best thing.
To see the Enzo.
Best, no.
Hey.
Not the Enzo. The best thing that happened. Best thing that happened at Motor Week was when we were leaving.
Yes.
Oh my God! I'm gonna leave.
Wait. hold
This
on.
is so
Best
bad.
thing that happened.
Wait,
No,
car
I mean
week,
best
car
like
week.
car spotting thing, right? And because I didn't even realize, like, okay, yeah, we're at Pebble, but like, I didn't even realize like the Ferrari thing is its like own thing.
Oh, at the
Concorso Ferrari.
At
Yeah.
Pebble,
Yeah.
they have their own
It's like a
field
whole-
with like
but it's
a
like their own
crazy
show.
amount
It's
of
like-
things. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know-
Major deal.
Like,
no one talks about it.
No one talks about it. I also just don't really care. So it's like,
Barry's locked in. When he's at an event, he's working. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
I don't give a blinders on.
so it's like whatever. I'm not here for that, and I didn't even know. I thought it was just
Yeah, I
like
don't-
Casa Ferrari.
No, I
It's
hear
like you
We're
go
here to-
there and
yeah.
you have like a cocktail, but it's like an actual event. I didn't realize,
Big
and
deal.
the cars were nuts.
Yep.
But those cars aren't on the the show Pebble
like up
Beach.
the hill.
They're not like at Pebble Beach. They're whatever. So we're leaving, and
I'm so mad about this.
Oh, I remember this. Go.
so mad
Yeah,
about
yeah,
so
yeah.
we're leaving, and anyone who's been there knows it's just traffic nightmare all the time there because it's in a very whatever, and all of a sudden we're passing the lodge, and then we're sitting in traffic. It's me, Antonio just finished filming something with his phone, and Jacob and Lee, and we're leaving, and you just hear like and then all of a sudden just absolute pure this the greatest noise you've ever heard, and a Ferrari 250 GTO just absolutely cooks by us, and it's like the one of the most beautiful spec ones. It's that like blue and yellow
one, yeah.
and it is just like heavenly how good it sounds. Antonio just finished filming and didn't get it.
I was so
but it's
mad.
like that's the stuff I love. It's just like the natural, like when
Yes,
you gonna
yes.
see like there was no one filming it. It was just purely.
Well,
this,
no, somebody filmed it,
Well,
and
somebody
I
filmed
wish
it, but
I
you know what
filmed
I mean?
it because I
when
open
It's not
Instagram.
like
what
there
I
was
mean,
a crowd of
There's not
zombies
like
there.
a crowd of
Yeah.
zombies, like
Yeah.
the kids and the cameras. It was just an owner literally leaving the event and like I'm gonna because I don't drive this car a lot. Probably I want to listen to it. I'm gonna just absolutely cook here for a minute.
It was so
and
glorious.
that is probably why he bought that car, for that noise. I mean, it is ridiculous.
Can we talk about V12s and cooking and enjoying your drive? Like, you guys went on the tour in the
Oh,
Miura.
the Lamborghini
my
was
God.
ridiculous.
That car's got a great sound.
That was
we were like semi cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
But there was points when
You're getting clogged up and-
the
yeah.
Lamborghini, the Miuras are made to be driven, and they don't like to go slow, and they in my opinion, and it's, I've never driven a 275 GTB. I've never driven, obviously, a 250 GTO. That thing sounded epic, but I honestly don't think there's a better sounding V12 than that car.
oh, it was
She's got a
probably
growl
not.
to it.
I mean, it was so good.
When we were on the hill, like when the mountains were next to
Oh,
us,
yeah.
I mean, it like reverberates, and it like rings.
So you're
like, when you
going-
stop, you're just like,
Dude,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mean, you know me. Like when something very exciting happens, I just like end up giggling.
it's just like a ridiculous.
So
thing.
I just giggle.
So you're moving up the hill. So on your way out, so you're probably in what, third gear?
So we were
Second and third a lot.
So obviously we brought our '67 Lamborghini Miura to Pebble Beach this year to show in the post-war preservation class. It's one of the Nicholas Begovich cars. Very original, if not the most original example of especially an early Miura in the world. And yeah, I mean, I've driven the car obviously around town and driven it, but the tour is what, 60 miles?
Yeah.
And you're going up along Pacific Coast Highway 1 to Big Sur and back. And
And that car, you could tell by the end of the tour, it was like really happy to run.
oh,
Like
it wants to go.
It
I mean,
needed to run.
that, like,
Needed to run.
in reading all the literature on Miuras and learning about the book, and what they really were going after was literally, those especially early Lamborghini wanted nothing to do with racing. They just wanted to build the best driving experience car possible. And like, you can tell when you're driving that thing, they like, I mean, the noise it makes, and just the way it's just the driving position, everything about it is just like made to be like, okay, you're gonna have fun right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's what I love. And then, like, a lot of cars now, the argument is like, oh, like the GT3 RS is a track car for the road. This is not that. This is just doesn't matter about how fast you go.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about, how fast it is around a track. It's about enjoying a car on the
And
road.
it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast.
I'm sure
it's fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a question. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
not
hypercar
slow, but-
new
No,
fast,
but-
but it's
Yeah,
not
no.
a slow vehicle
And it's
in any
it's
era.
not the best handling car in the world. That they upgraded it with the S and the SVs, but I mean, it's just such an enjoyable thing to drive, and I think you don't really have that anymore. And just the noise,
Oh,
and, like
yeah.
it's just an all around, like, it's one of those cars where if you that's a car that if you were to have like a friend or a family member who's like, I'm not really into cars, I don't
Yeah, you
really
take
get
them
it.
out in that.
Be like, okay, let's go in the Miura, and we're gonna go 7,500
Just
RPMs.
let me cook.
and
Yeah.
and you'll get it.
Yeah. No, that car's
it's
fire.
impossible not to smile.
Well, it's funny because that just made me think. Jeremy Clarkson and the gang filmed their last episode
Right.
of the Grand
Spoilers.
Tour
I
recently.
didn't see it.
I didn't watch it either. I haven't
either.
watched much of it. But he had a watch party at his farm,
Right.
and he got up on the mic and starts doing all the sobby stuff that you
Yeah.
know he kind of has to do. And he says, "Do I like cars as much as I used to? No, just like that. Why? Because they're just, a lot of them are just shit now. 80% of them shit cars. It's like it wasn't the same before, and it's like I feel like
that.
cars were just beaming with feel and energy and
Yeah.
soul, and it's like there are very few cars today that you get out of and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
at any level.
No, I know.
I just bought this Mini 04 Cooper S, supercharged, slightly modified. That thing is like, okay, like you
Yeah,
get that
it's
moving on a
fast.
back road. It's like, all right,
enjoyable.
like
Yeah, it's
that
fun.
is
That's-
enjoyable.
But it's also practical.
it's very
Right.
practical. But like today, like if you got a similar car, like a Mini Cooper, what year's yours?
2016.
If you bought a 2023 Mini Cooper, it does not have even the same feel as yours. Never
Probably
mind
not.
mine.
Probably
The
not.
cars are like
not even close.
fucking 7,000 pounds now. You buy a sedan
Yeah. I
and it's
know.
like 6,500 pounds.
It's
The
nuts.
new M5.
Yeah, it's like you need.
But, I mean, that's a meme. It's so heavy.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably put like 2 of those on a truck before the truck driver's trailer is over the weight limit.
Yeah.
Bringing it across the country. But like, you know, and
It's ridiculous.
You know, and that's what people don't understand is the
Well,
power to weight is like we and like you said I feel like lately a lot of the cars I've had the pleasure of driving lately have all been different experience. Like they're all experiential. Like like for example, we just did a lot of work, engine out work on the GT350 that we have.
I freaking love that
and
car.
that car,
which the old one.
yeah, it was 65.
Yeah,
65. It's an early one. It's one of the first. It's like 210, and complete engine out work. A lot of work done on the engine. Added 80 horsepower, a little more than what it was factory, but not too far off. And
That car is
just
loud.
like that car, the noise that car. I haven't driven
my
that
God.
car in a while, but after it got refreshed, it was like, I mean, it's just such an experience driving that car. It's wild.
Yeah.
And those are the things that you don't, like you were saying, you don't have anymore. I don't care what you drive that's brand new. It's just not the same. It can't be.
Yeah, I agree. I drove the Storado recently for like a very new car.
Really cool car.
And that was
I love
actually
that car.
That actually felt really good.
Yeah, it's loud, it's fast.
That had a lot of character and like a lot of
It's the same-
soul. And
yeah, it's a cool car.
that was.
I agree.
That was fun. But you mentioned
Honestly, Gordon Murray is the only one who's
I mean,
cars.
dude, he gets it, and he understands how to translate like engineering into feelings that are in your
Yeah.
body, and he's done such a great job with that throughout his entire career.
Well, that's kind of like what I was wanted to get into before with like Pebble and stuff and the hypercars.
Yeah.
I feel like half of, I don't know, I don't want to put a number on it, but a lot of people want the hypercars, but now you're starting to see, especially this year at Pebble, and like at the Quail and stuff, like all of the resto mods. Like I think people are starting to go back to wanting to have manual transmissions and to, have like the resto mod look and have older cars that are slightly updated. I feel like there's kind of like a one half of it's going like super like focused tech, like the car can basically drive itself, and other people are kind of searching for a feeling.
Analog.
Yeah, like that Tuttle
Oh my
GT1. That car
That car is awesome.
bonkers.
Yeah.
The
How was that in
911K
person?
It's awesome. It's incredible.
Proportions work.
It's sick.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I think that
was-
sold out too.
I think that
Yeah.
was the best car at the Quail,
Really?
It's yeah. It's good.
in my opinion.
Wow.
I still like the 911K better, but because they had that at Salon Privé and the 911K, I think the 911K is the one car I would buy right now. If
Yeah,
I were to buy a
two
car.
very different cars, but yeah, yeah.
what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
yeah.
from the same brand.
Yeah, no.
Besides like an Emery or something like that, but yeah. It's there's a lot of companies out there right now trying to figure it out, if that makes sense. Whether it's like electrifying older cars, or that seems to be a thing right now. There's a few of those brands like the Jaguars and the Land Rovers and the Porsches.
Sacrilege.
It makes sense for a
Sacrilege
Land
is
Rover.
one.
Doesn't
Yeah.
leak.
There's like an Evolorati or something. Yeah.
Oh
but,
yeah. That on a 964.
But there's
yeah.
there's a lot of different brands, or the different startup or whatever you want to call them, just trying things out to
Is Emery in that
create
conversation?
that experience.
Or
For
is
what?
Resto mods,
Um,
in a way.
I would say they're more restorations than they are, because I feel like a resto mod, like if you want to take like what these companies are doing, or
put it
Roof, or like
Yeah.
those are like making their own.
Yeah.
Like, I
putting a
feel like-
997 engine in like
I feel like
yeah.
Ron Emery is more of the Emery cars are more of like
Continuation.
saving and like taking cars that are unable to be brought back, and he's bringing them back and then kind of making them his
so
own.
then where would you put Gunther Works?
Gunther Works, I don't know. Gunther
Because
Works,
to me, it's the
I think
same
that's a
kind of mantra.
bespoke car.
The bodies are perfected. The power's way up. The
Yeah.
quality of everything is extremely high.
that's like in the Singer. I think the Singer is more of like the resto mod Emery kind of, to me, I mean, I'm biased. I love his cars.
I'm playing devil's advocate because I love his shit, and he, to me,
Rod?
yeah, and to me, he's at the top of the heap.
Yeah, I mean,
for all of those subcategories, he's up there.
But I think the biggest difference too for Rod and anyone else who I've spoken with in this game, whether it's it doesn't matter who it is, you can name any brand that makes something. Rod is so, more than anyone I've ever met, a Porsche head.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
like there is no if you look at his clothes, all Porsche design, shoes, watch, glasses,
he's
everything.
locked in.
Everything is Porsche, and he is he is really aligned with the brand, and I think his vision isn't making the cars better. Like a lot of these companies, like Gunther Werks, Singer, anyone who's, I feel like they take a great car and they are making it better, right? They're making it whatever.
Yep.
I don't think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's honoring the car and the brand.
Well, it's a continuation.
And saving something that was unsavable, whatever it may be, while putting his touch on it. But
that's also a good point to pivot, because
but he also modifies his cars to not look like they've been modified.
Right.
Like for us, you look at that Roadster and you're just like, oh my gosh. And in the video that you posted, it's like you would never know it's a modified 356.
No. That was a really fun video that we did. But that's a good point to pivot, because given that the Motor Week is a week away, we're doing the Emery reunion, which is going to be at the Tennis Hall of Fame, which I'm very excited for. I know you guys are too. And to see all those,
it's going to be wild.
The cars that are currently behind us right now will all be on display,
right?
Including one of your favorite cars in the back.
I think I've decided for the month that's my favorite car on the planet.
Yeah,
until I change my mind.
Yeah.
That car,
until you see a Valkyrie again,
to like see it creeping over there. To see
just hit it in the corner.
The history there, it's priceless. It's like I don't want to look at it the wrong way.
Yeah, and the car he's referring to is the 1951 356 SL that Rod Emery restored back to the spec of the 1951 Le Mans winning race, which it won. That car, one of the probably the top 3 most significant Porsches on the planet.
We're just hanging out with it.
Oh, hi.
It's pretty wild.
But there's going to be about 19 Emery cars, 4 generations of his family's cars. So starting with Valley Custom Shops, which was his grandfather's customization shop, which did American hot rods, and really subtle. His family's mantra is to modify everything but make it look like it came from the factory, essentially. So we have cars from his grandfather, cars that his father built, cars that Rod and his father built, and cars that Rod has built with his kids. So it's 4 generations of Emery cars. First time this has ever been put together, something like this. First time, I think it's probably the most amount of Emery cars have ever been together. There's, I think, 7 or 8 cars right here. Including, the 356 SL, the first Emery Special he built, which is right there in the middle.
What's this car?
That's the 911.
It's a 911.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the Emery Special in the middle is the car that him and his wife Amy drove their son Zane around in, with the little car seat in the back, and it has a trailer hitch with the trailer. It's so cool.
So this 911, I don't know if you probably see it in one of these angles, but so we pull this off the truck, and you talk about what differentiates Rod Emery's cars with any other builds of similar quality or level or whatever you want to call it. This 911 comes off the truck. It's an extremely lightweight car, and just backing it into the building and steering it in,
you're just like,
whoa, like like how, a lot of these cars, cars that come to mind, the McLaren 620R, this, very few cars can you just move 50 feet and say,
know that it's like,
and have it and get out and say, whoa, I could not imagine this, in its comfort zone, middle of third gear on a back.
You're just like that's when
no weight, the steering with no power steering. There's nothing there. The doors are nothing. It sounds incredible.
I don't know the year. I could look it up, but I don't know in front of me.
But that's a great car to stick next to a standard one and say, this is what Rod does.
What year is that?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
That's all right. Well, it'll be on display.
Yeah, so the owners of some of these cars will be here as well.
Yep.
356 SL is also in the Concours on Sunday, so that'll be exciting.
I want to give.
judged.
That's going to be fun to see.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to our friend Bob Torrey.
Right.
He is turning into an Audrain
He's
Motor
Mr.
Week
Audrain
legend.
this week.
He's showed at the Concours a handful of times. He's done
Yep.
the Gathering a handful of times. This year he has an Outlaw in the Emery group.
Yep.
He's at the Gathering with a different car.
Wow.
And he's in the Concours with a third different car.
So he's in every major event we're
who's
doing.
helping? Does he have a team that helps him? Or is he, I feel like he's kind of like a solo guy.
I have a feeling he's got someone from his shop with him, but he also lives in Jamestown and he can drive
So cool.
the cars home and
cool.
flip them when he needs to.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So he is. I love that guy and he's so nice.
Yeah,
and he's
Bob
just
Torrey
so
is literally
kind.
the man. And the Emery he has was the car Rod's dad, Gary, built his mom. So it was one of the very first Emerys that Rod,
Yep.
So that'll be here, and that'll be cool. Rod's mom and dad will be here, so we'll get to see the car again.
Yep.
So a lot of really cool
It's
stories.
going to be cool to see them all and see how they've evolved through the years because Bob's car next to our red one or our blue one, completely different.
Yeah.
Well,
Completely
even the
different
red one
mindsets.
is completely different from the newest one we just got. It's like night and day different, which is wild.
Right.
Well, the video that we did in LA where you were riding with Rod, you were just like,
I mean, I drove the red car yesterday or 2 days ago, and it will always be like it was the first time I drove it, and it was like I absolutely love that car. But the evolution is also just in little. What Rod is so good at is little details, like just even the speaker covers from that car to that car, or just very little things that they're just continuously improving.
it all works. The speakers you were saying, it works with your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, in this one,
it's
yeah,
all
and the blue
compatible
one, you
with
don't
your
even
iPhone.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know it has
pretty
anything.
cool.
If you want to listen to music, it just connects immediately, and you don't need anything, and it just works.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, just from the suspension differences, it's just it's an evolution, and I love that. I think it's going back to what we said, it's the constant pursuit of making things better. It's not just staying flat. He could make 200 of the same car every year and sell it, no problem. Sell it for double what he charges. He could easily do it, but he doesn't.
Yep.
And they make less than 20 cars a year. And they're all very meticulously done, and everything has been, it's a passion, and that's what I really appreciate.
And one of those differences, which is really interesting, you look at these cars and you stand up and look at them, and you're looking down at them, and you think, well, this is a nice, cute little car. It must be a nice little backroads car. And the red one has a shorter gear set than the blue one.
Right.
The blue one, you get into second gear, and you think, oh my God, this thing wants to sit above 100 in fourth gear,
easy.
comfortably. That car wants to run, and it just has a different kind of attitude from the red one.
Yep.
Which is really neat.
We should do a head-to-head on our YouTube with both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, we have the white one too, which we also got, which he did, which is a Super 90 that we purchased at auction, and they restored it. So it's not an Outlaw. It's not a, quote unquote hot rod, whatever you want to call it.
That car is awesome.
And it is amazing. I was very excited for both of them. More so the blue car, just because of what it is, the 4-cylinder 911, whatever. But that having the pushrod engine that Ed Pink added whatever magic he did, but the car now is about 130 horsepower, and it is so
it's pretty fast.
It's fast, but it's also just it feels
solid.
It feels like that's what it should be, and you're driving it, and he kept everything original that could be. So you look at the you look at the decals, whatever you want to call them, on the car, that they're all patina. They didn't touch them up. The original tube radio, you got to wait for the tubes to heat up before you listen to the radio. It's just just so good.
Well, Zane's meticulousness is pretty,
Zane,
pretty apparent.
He hand dyed the interior to match, because they don't make that color, so they figured out a way to dye the interior to make it look the way it does. I mean, it's just, you just don't get that anymore.
No, you don't. And for anybody who's watching or listening, we do have a video that we did when we visited Rod's shop,
Right.
and you know, Rod kind of explains the whole building process of his cars, and we did do a little in-depth thing with Zane when he was actually in the process of restoring the interior.
Yeah.
He talks about dyeing the interior and all of that. So you can head over to the Audrain Museum Network and catch that video if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah.
But
So that'll be good.
We got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot besides the Emery Outlaw reunion. There's going to be a lot of great cars coming this year for
and great people, a lot of
Yeah,
great
great
friends
people.
of us, and you know, we're doing a pop-up thing at
Right.
Newport Craft Brewery with Captain Crankshaft and those boys, which will be
Yep,
fun.
that'll be fun. And some serious cars coming for the Sunday show, so that'll
Major.
What,
major
182?
major cars.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Give or take. Yeah.
Dude, you know, I'm looking at the weather, and I think we're gonna be.
I don't
good.
even look. What is it showing
I
right
can't.
It's sunny. I think, dude. I have a
now?
really.
When is that? A week?
I have a really good feeling about all this. I think it's going to be really good.
What is it show? Sun?
Like 68 and sunny every day,
fabulous.
I could live with that.
bro. I think,
That's been since
No.
2019.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
bro. I'm really excited for it.
I know.
No, it'll be good.
You know, we're on year 5 now, and
This is actually year 6.
yeah, because in 2020
we did the driving tour.
we did a driving
Yeah.
tour, which was fun because it got people out, and you know,
We got to wave it. Probably the most amount of people on the road.
yeah, because people were dying to see stuff, and that was cool that we did that. That
Yeah.
was really fun. But I think, you know, we've all been here since the beginning, and we all obviously have a good grasp on how it's done. But I'm excited.
I'm very
yeah.
excited. There's all stuff
There's
always comes
gonna
up.
come up.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course, that's
We
totally.
were just talking last night. I was
normal.
with some of the volunteer crew, and we were talking about how the first road came to be,
Mhm.
and
No Problem Boulevard.
and basically we got a call to go to the breakers with as many cones as possible, and then arrive at the breakers,
Like,
and
yeah.
we have to construct an entire
Yeah.
road until it's done.
I mean, Nick Waller, who is our well, I don't even know what his official title
Executive
is.
Director of the
Executive Director of the Concours. He called me and he was like, I don't think we're gonna have to cancel the Concours.
You're going to be quite cross with me.
No, yeah, but he was like, we're gonna have to I'll never forget. Followed right by Ben, and he was like, you have to come to the breakers now. It was like, we're either cancel the Concours. It was like, that's the mentality, and you just can't. It was not an option.
Yeah, you can't cancel.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, this year
Dude, we got our road.
You worked on. You got the material
We got
secured.
Duradeck, big shout out, Bridgewell Resources out of Massachusetts. My guys Steve and Jesse, those are my boys. Get me my mats. Got bunch of mats, bunch of crew, going down early before the motor weeks even
Yeah.
started. Road's done.
Why don't you, for any new listeners that we have, why don't you explain what you're even talking about if nobody knows what?
Oh yeah, so hi new listeners. If you have no idea what we're talking about,
I'm an old listener. I still have no idea what he's talking
yeah.
about.
All right, so in 2022, Saturday of Motor Week, incredible rain. Like
Well, we had a hurricane.
It was
basically.
basically a hurricane. And so after the tour on Saturday, you know, we go to the breakers. We learn
Breakers is where we have our Concours.
that's where we have our Concours. I really got it. This is like how to make a peanut butter and jelly. So we go from Bellevue over to the Concours, a mile, and we realized that all the box trucks that were unloading everything for the event dug so deep into the grass that there was torrential mud.
ruts. I mean, we're talking
Torrential.
Quicksand.
We
The
need.
ruts-
We'll get the photo. We'll put it up
The
on
ruts
here.
were so.
Sand?
Literally, like
When I got
calf
there
deep.
for about 150 yards, mud to your almost
Yep.
like up to your knee.
Disgusting.
And this is the area where every
All the cars
single one
drive
of the
in.
cars drive
Yep.
onto the field.
This is like we're talking 3:00, 3:30 on Saturday
Yep.
with the event in like 14
6 a.m.
hours.
Yeah, it starts at sunrise basically.
So it's either you have to cancel, which isn't an option for us unless you can't make anything work, or we got to build a road. And
Somehow.
you know, a lot of us with help from J2 Construction, DayPont, landscaping, you know, all these different teams, Byron's
Ray's Towing.
team, Ray's Towing, all these guys, all of our volunteers, Louis, Henry, Fafinski,
Roger.
dude, big shout out Roger this week. Love
Wasn't
you,
his
love
back
you, buddy.
messed up for like 2 weeks?
I'm
after
sure
that?
it
Yeah.
was.
Oh, he had to leave. His back was so because from from
doing the drilling.
yeah, screws, yeah.
So we ordered a crap load of plywood essentially, and laid down a plywood road. Wasn't finished till probably 3 or 4 in the morning.
The way we tested it was I had a car at the time, a Yukon XL, that our hospitality group completely, I'm talking front to rear, stuffed with liquor to the point where my car looked like this. Like the rear, it was like I had to get the suspension.
They call in South Carolina, they call that tootin'.
Yeah, so it was probably like 9,000 pounds at that point with the car.
Yeah.
That poor truck.
And we just drove it up and down to settle all the wood in. It was just like, it was like a person who's never been to the chiropractor, just like snapping, cracking all the way down. And we just drove back and forth. And it worked. I mean,
yeah.
It wasn't the prettiest thing, but it worked.
It worked
for that year.
It worked. It was a miraculous solution that Ben and the team made happen. And the next year, which was 23 last year,
rain.
we shocker, we had rain. So what did we do? We built another road, and we're doing a road this year, but we've improved upon the design. We've got more of those mats, and we've got a better plan to lay it out, and it should be literally done before Motor Week even starts.
Yeah, we're doing it on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
That is a huge game changer.
Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Huge. We're locked in.
We're gonna do it until it's done.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for you guys.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible.
That's one of the operational pieces that have come into play over the course of 6 years. But
yeah,
that's what's fun is Sean and I and the Virginia team and storage team and volunteer operations team, we're running around crazy with a whole bunch of these tasks that come up in real time, and you got to be able to delegate and get it done, which is just the best thing about it.
Yeah. No, that'll be great. And then Gathering's looking really good this year.
I just showed you the list.
Yeah, it's looking pretty fire.
I just drove one of the Gathering cars today. It's actually a truck.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
is it?
That's awesome.
No, that's not the Valley Customs. That's going to be in the Emory display.
I won't spoil it, but it's a Hamptons mobile.
It is a Hamptons mobile.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
And they're very popular, I know.
Oh, and very expensive. I sent a picture to my sister, and she was all over it, which makes me confirm it's a great car.
I know.
I saw that piece of crap. I saw it on Instagram.
Dude, that's a Doug special.
Doug special,
love
dude.
it.
Shout out Doug. He always comes in with heaters for whatever we need.
Is that Doug's or is it?
It's Doug's.
Yeah.
It's Doug's. He is the man, and he's got another car at the Gathering that I believe is a one-off.
Oh, I know what it is.
And we are thrilled to host both of those cars. There will be some great
heaters.
He's the man. He's like the coolest guy ever.
I love him. I love him.
Doug.
There was one time, I love this story. This exemplifies who Doug is and how kind of a human he is. So he called us. It was like a Sunday morning. He's like, hey, I want to get my Diablo out for the day. I want to take a drive. No problem. It's Sunday, so we got to run in and get this car out. And it was kind of buried. Spent an hour getting it out, put everything back, make sure there's fuel, make sure it's not leaking, yada yada, go through the whole thing, lights, registration, check it out. So he arrives, car's ready, and he, thank you guys so much. And we're like, Doug, you're so good to us. Like, we have to do the same to you. And I'm not the biggest Lamborghini guy. Like, I love them. Like, I love, a lot of different cars, but it's not like top of the heap. But I just kind of blurred out.
His Lamborghinis are always
His Lamborghinis are really, he's got the best ones.
He's got the ones that you need.
He, as he tells me, John Tamarian is his Lamborghini dealer, and he has a fix. So,
he's
shout out curated. But I'm like, Doug, dude, this Diablo is like better than most that I've seen. Like, I would do this car.
Was that the 400? Oh no,
it was his
GT.
Diablo.
Diablo
his older Diablo.
Oh, okay.
The yellow one?
I think so.
Yeah.
And he's in the car at this point. It's idling. He turns the car off, goes to hand me the keys, and says, well, if you like it so much, I'll take something else, and you take it for the day.
Yeah.
And it was like...
He's serious, too.
He was dead serious. And I was like, first of all, no. Like, this is your car. Like, this is for you to enjoy for the day. Like, you earned this. But secondly, like, I was so shocked. I didn't even have an answer. Like, I didn't...
Yeah.
It's the
just not used to it.
No. Like, I wouldn't expect my friend... Antonio with a stupid yellow Mini to say that.
Well, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't let you.
But anyway.
Dude, he did the same thing to me with his CCX.
Oh, I remember.
It's like Cars and Coffee.
Oh, yeah, we're at Cars and Coffee. We're wrapping up, and Antonio's like, well, gotta go with Doug on a ride, and we never saw him again.
Bro, he's like, I asking him questions about it, and he just the Koenigsegg doesn't have a key. It's like the Koenig,
shield. Oh,
it's
yeah,
the
it's the
shield.
shield.
It's the crest, and
The
it's
shield of Sweden.
It's like so.
Sam is locked in right now.
Bro, you are so lazy.
Sam,
So-
can I get you anything? Can I get you anything?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Another pack of Oreos, please.
All right, Julius,
Maybe
can
a
we?
water. Love you, Julie.
So he hands me the key to the Koenigsegg, and he's like, "Why don't you just take it for the afternoon?" And I'm like, "I would love to, but why don't you take me for a ride?" Now, long story short, went for a ride. Then he's like, "Well, you came with me in this. Let's go in the Carrera GT." So then he took me for a ride
Yeah,
in the
you
Carrera
never
GT.
say no to those
Then he took me
opportunities.
for a ride in his Murcielago with the stick, and then a Maserati, I think an old Ghibli that he had. It was like
The spider, the
yeah,
blue one.
But
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, like, you know, I know you're busy and stuff, but I just want, like, you got to
He's a true
experience
car
all
guy.
of them." He like
Car guy
True
through and
car
through.
guy. I mean,
he was so excited to like share it.
He
It's
also had
so
this,
nice.
He also had this great video idea that he shared with us in passing last
Oh,
year
yeah.
at Pebble, and
Yeah.
he was like, "I want to do a video with you guys, and I want to use my CCX, my Carrera GT, and I want to teach people that they can't sit in the left lane on the highway."
Yep.
And it was like, Doug, this
Yeah.
could go so viral.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the world needs this.
Yeah, we
freaking
have to film that
video.
with him.
We should do that with his Countach with the light bar with the police.
Oh yes, that would be sick.
He's got the
Monaco, pace
Monaco
car.
race Countach with a literally looks like a police.
Yeah,
That would
police
be,
sirens.
that's a great
on top.
idea. Then
Yeah.
That's
that'd be
actually
sweet,
we have to make that happen.
dude. Speaking of which, Nissan just announced that they're gonna.
This is a
have-
major
hard
tangent.
pivot.
Hey,
This is a hard
major
no.
tangent.
Dude.
Forget Motor Week.
Bro.
Let's talk about the new
Oh,
Datsun.
dude, listen.
Dude, Fortnite got the Datsun and the Nissan.
Nissan is coming out with technology that it senses if you're in the left lane.
I saw this.
Or if you pass someone in the left lane and don't move back into the right lane,
It's gonna-
it'll
yeah.
like beep at you and say, move back into the
Here's the
into
thing.
the right lane.
Here's the thing. Great tech, brilliant idea. I think it's
People are gonna turn it off.
no. People are gonna look at that and have too much
let
pride
it-
and be like,
be like,
"I'm
little
clocked
boy."
in, brother."
No, they're gonna be on Instagram and
Screw you, Nissan. This is my truck.
Oh, you can do that, but I can't do it.
Oh, it's my truck. Yeah, I can't do that. He's bailed on us today. So that
He's
is.
editing.
I think it's good. I think it's a great idea. I think it comes down to the American people who would rather sit in the left lane eating McDonald's.
Bro.
Moving up.
That's like we're in Switzerland, right? And it's like, okay, they have very strict speed limit, but everybody is moving efficiently.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the minute someone passes you, if you're in the right lane, right, somebody will pass you and then they'll move into the right lane.
Exactly.
And it was like,
Dude,
we had
when
no problems.
the
It was crazy.
The first time I drove in England was like
Really?
a major eye opener.
right.
You move. Everybody moves like they are on the same like radio controlled channel. Like when
Yeah.
you when
With
you're
everything, though.
when
It's
you're
like
in,
queuing.
like if it's a 4-lane highway and you're in second to the passing lane, you know, and there's 3 cars doing 75 miles an hour, they all will move over together, almost like a cycling group, pass the car, and then everyone moves over to give enough room. It's not like the first car pulls in and slows down, then they have to pass the next cars to pass. Everybody moves as a group. It's like amazing.
Getting your license there isn't like
It's
here.
not
Like
easy.
here, it's like
Here it's like
Yeah.
sign a piece of paper.
This
Did you pass the
Dude,
exam?
when I-
No problem. Here's
when-
your keys.
when I
drive
had-
drive the Yukon XL.
when I took my driving test, I was like kind of nervous. Like I was a good driver.
Okay, here we go.
I get there and the driving instructor's like, "Yeah, we're light on staff today, so we're only gonna do a 5-minute test." It was
Bro.
like 5 minutes. It's like I drove around
Are
the
you
block,
serious?
parallel parked, brought it in the lot, and he's like, "Yep, you're good to go, boss."
Dude, in my
It's like-
class, in my written class, there were 3 kids that failed the exam and the professor passed them anyway.
Yeah, it's like no one
And no
cares.
one cares.
No
They got
cares.
like a 54 on the test.
That's actually amazing.
And the guy was like, "Oh, no. Yeah, you're actually supposed to stop at a stop sign, but that's all right. Yeah, let's." I was like blown away by it.
I
Crazy.
mean, dude, at our DMV in Cranston, where did you take your test? In Cranston?
I took my written test at South Kingstown High School.
But what about your driving test?
My Middletown. I didn't hear
Oh, Middletown.
yeah.
In Cranston, before you get out of the lot, there's 2 stop signs. There's a stop sign in the lot for a crosswalk, and then there's a stop sign at the end of the lot to enter the road. And I know a number of people who failed.
They just blasted
the
God.
first stop sign. It's like, what are you doing?
My biggest problem was my first car was a manual transmission, so the very first car.
Oh, look at this guy.
And no, I mean like when the Land Rover Defender.
Oh yeah,
So-
look at this guy.
So, so I was so used to like in New Jersey, you have to have 2 hands on the wheel during the driver's test.
Oh,
like they're
yeah.
very strict about
to
it.
come down and shift.
And I was like, I was like, sorry, but like if I'm like take my hand off, it's just because like
What'd they
that kind
say?
of shit.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
That would mess
Yeah.
you up. That would mess you up.
They were like, "Weren't you the kid that was running across the highway?" Or,
That was me. I bet you I could find the video if I really, really looked hard.
I need
we've
you to work
been
on that.
Teasing this for
It
years.
was off of. So that was what year?
That was your LG chocolate.
Bro, that was
That was like yeah,
1986.
No, that was
like
like 2000. That would have been like 2005.
LG chocolate.
It would
was
have
my
been.
first
I
one.
think
Core memory on
Yeah, with the spinner.
it was probably on 2000 because I
the
remember I
volume
had
up.
it on my computer and I found it one time and I watched it.
Bro, we got to see this.
Yeah, we got to see this.
But I don't know where that computer is.
We'll figure it out.
I bet I can find it though.
It's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, this was like 2005, 2006. I would have been
Wow.
16, 15.
Crazy.
Dude, I
Yeah.
love. There's a picture of you here at car storage when you were like,
Oh, 2016. So that was 26. I
bro,
was
you had
26.
you had like a chin strap. You didn't have the Barry beard. It was like much like thinner than it is. Like,
I was 26, baby.
well, I'm 27. I still
Yeah.
can't grow anything. So,
Yeah, you're screwed. G.
yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah, the first time I came here was 2016.
Yeah, I think it's you and Roger.
Yeah, Roger came.
But
with
you
me
have
the
this
very
like look
first
on
time.
your face where you're like,
Yeah, because the first time I came here,
Oh
I was
yeah.
like,
oh, I know.
Everyone who
I was
walks
like
in.
this. So I was like, so
It's a
what?
great picture.
I absolutely love giving tours in this building because I'll just meet people outside. How are you? What's your name? Yada yada. And I'll just open the door with no context, and it's like, boom, $6 million in Porsches, all yellow. What is happening? And then,
Then you turn the corner,
You turn
you're
the
like-
corner, and it's like, what the heck?
Wait a minute.
It's the best. It's
Yeah.
absolutely the best.
No, I'll
surprise.
never. I'll never forget the first time I came.
I
here,
will
yeah.
too. I remember the first day I came, the E28 M5 was getting delivered, which was
Yeah,
like,
that's
ooh,
cool.
that's a great car to see.
dude, Coleman came here like, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, and it was the first time, and he walks in, and he's like, ah! He did like the Coleman laugh. And it like reverberated through the building.
You're gonna have to, I'm giving Sam more work, and he's gonna have to bleep this out. But Coleman, when he gets surprised, he'll like just look and go, holy fucking
yeah,
like,
he does it.
he just loses his shit, man. It's the best.
Oh, look at Sam. Sam was like,
That's
Sam was really locked in there for a second.
Dude.
I know.
Speaking of Coleman, so last week we had Simcraft come to our
Dude,
Motorsport clubhouse.
Can I just say those are awesome? Shout out Simcraft.
So we have, so for those that don't know, we have some pretty good sims that are in the museum where you can come, and we run
great.
Assetto Corsa, and there's a Fanatec wheel, and it's a.
I mean,
they're
dude,
they're pretty good sims.
Even after feeling out a 6-figure simulator, the ones we have,
they're pretty good, dude.
they're pretty freaking
yeah,
good, man.
yeah.
They're
Very,
pretty
very
good.
solid
Like I had my
experience.
doubts because I hadn't experienced something at that level.
Mhm.
But then you sit back in the museum with a good car and you dial in the settings, and it's like, all right, this is really fun.
I agree, and I was almost overwhelmed by so I tried both sims, and one of them I think was like a $60,000 rig, the other one was like a $90,000 rig, and both of them moved. The $60,000 one was, I think, more approachable. I felt
agree. You don't need. Yeah, I agree. You
The
don't.
other one looked like you needed an aircraft, like helicopter, to like land you
what
in it.
Well, that's
like,
the
yeah.
yeah.
It
They,
was
it
like-
comes apart like a gate opens, but you can't put that in your house.
No.
The guy was like, "You need this in your
super
garage."
cool though.
Oh, it's
It's like
that being
if
said,
I won the lottery, I'm copping.
yeah, for sure.
100%.
that being said, you and I both tried the Nürburgring on the big sim, and dude, that was, having played like hours of Gran Turismo as a kid.
Bro. You come in. What did I drive? I was in the
488 like,
like
GT3
488
yeah.
GT3 car, whatever. And you come that first section, the first minute and a half, where you're coming hot, where you're flat out for that first time, come over that left-hand bed, and then hard on the brakes before you go under the bridge downhill.
Yeah.
Go under the bridge and you start coming downhill, and your whole body starts
Bro,
to
the
shift.
whole thing's going
And
like
it's
this.
like, oh
Yeah.
snap! Like that
was fun.
So realistic. Hard on the brakes, and then you're like, oh, the whole it's absolutely radical. if you're not a race car driver, do you need that level of experience? No.
Yeah, I agree.
Or if you're a race car driver,
Yes.
if you're competitive,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
in spec Miatas, you absolutely need a sim with full movement.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And the customization of it, so they like totally dial it into all the settings that you want, and like, you know, seat and
Yeah.
screen position, and then like how much tilt and rotation it gives. And the guy was saying that on that system they actually run flight simulator as well.
Oh, cool.
And they
Yeah,
not only
that's
run,
what I'm talking about.
Well, listen
Yeah.
to this. They not only run flight simulators at a very high accuracy level, they were able to take kids who are undergoing
Yes.
chemotherapy,
Yes.
who are losing mental strength, and sit them and have them drive in these cars, and it's so realistic that it engages your brain. And if they do that, like it was once a day or twice
That's
a week,
wild.
whatever it is,
Good for them.
over the course of a month, their brains begin to strengthen again because of the accuracy and the reality of those machines.
focus and
it's like,
everything
yeah,
you
the
need.
focus, and oh my god, I'm moving around, and
Yeah,
the brakes, and
that's
the gas,
amazing.
and like teaches them how to drive a car, but it also gets their brains active in such a realistic way that they're like getting back onto the course quicker than they would have without it.
Amazing.
It's
was
absolutely
cool.
amazing science, and he had a whole binder of stuff that he was ready to, like, if anyone had any doubts, you could tell he was ready to, like, see here on paragraph 3 on page 56, clause 3, like,
We looked
I have
into
the
it.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing
That is
technology
incredible.
that
Yeah.
no one really knows about, I feel like.
No, I mean, I think, you know, probably because it's of how expensive it is, but hopefully they.
But I
It'd
mean,
be nice
I
if
mean,
some hospitals would buy them up.
exactly.
And, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there's no way that's too expensive for one of the best hospitals in the
Yeah,
country.
no.
For
No, they
cancer
inserted a
research.
whole group of them.
Yeah. Like,
dude,
that was, those things were
The
really,
Nürburgring that was fun.
dude, I almost got
Oh.
a whole lap in. I was cooking.
I think I got 3/4 of a lap in
I
before
crashed. I crashed right before that second little half carousel thing, and it was like,
yeah.
no, I was on my way to a 6 minutes
Well,
dash.
dude, I couldn't get over how realistic so I tried the little sim first, and he's gonna
Little
laugh.
sim. Little, if you didn't see the big one and you walked into the little
like,
one, you'd
oh,
be like,
that's huge.
holy sh.
Yeah, but so I tried a Roof R Turbo with the
course.
stick.
Yep.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah. Great car.
Wonder why you picked that one.
Listen,
Yeah.
I didn't pick it. Stevie picked it. So
Anyways.
enough of that. But so I tried the Roof R Turbo that was the first time I've tried it with 3 pedals, and I felt like the one thing that was missing was like
Clutch feel? Yeah.
I didn't
Clutch
really.
feel. You're
And
never.
he said that
you're
that's
never
hard
gonna
to
be able to-
replicate,
yeah.
but the shifter was really good, and it really felt like I was driving a 911 because of like the rotation. And the guy said that was on street tires, and I was absolutely blown away from going from that sim to the big sim with a race car with slicks
yeah.
and actual downforce, and it's not just like a video game.
No.
You could actually feel the difference of how
Oh,
much
yeah.
more grip that you.
And
that
it-
was pretty crazy
and
for me.
you know, we've experienced this with our sim and how cars warm up in simulators,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't just get out and go because they simulate how the car
Mm-hmm.
gets up to temp and gets up to speed. But when you go out on slicks in a sim
Mm-hmm.
and the car's tires are still cold, you know, when you turn the wheel over, nothing happens, and then, you know, you get into it after a lap and you do that same motion and the thing just darts in. Whoa, that really
it's
gives you a great sense of like how it all operates.
I would love to see.
Oh, you missed me. That's all right.
I would love. So the guy was saying, I was asking about motorcycle sims, and I guess they have the technology to.
We have the technology.
We have the technology to do it like the car sims. No one's invested in it yet, and I'm waiting.
I know a guy. I think we know a guy who would be interested in one
What
of
do they
those
just
on
like
a
put
rainy
a
day.
fan at the end of a motorcycle and just blow air at you?
they like simulate like bone breakage when you crash.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Does it come with a bucket?
Oh my god.
Every time I go to the track,
Did you just say that?
every time he goes to the track.
every time I go to the track or I ride my motorcycle, like Sean's like, "Do you need me to get a bucket and a
Dude,
scoop?"
can I just say, like,
so
Deliver it back to your
I mean,
parents.
dude,
so
that's horrible. Dude, I was literally just gonna say, I just bought a road bicycle with pedals, and like my parents are concerned for my safety.
Yeah, because everyone hates
everyone
road
hates
bikers.
me. I've already been flipped
Everyone
off.
wants to run you over.
Clarkson would hate you.
Oh, he would
All right,
hate me.
Let's
Rabbi?
rappy poo.
He's all set,
That's it.
dude. Well, thanks, fellas. That was fun.
Missed you guys.
Yeah, This,
been a while.
It's fun. We haven't hung out in a little bit, so we're pumped for Motor Week.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And if you're listening to this, be sure to come down and check out all the events. Go to the Audrain Concours website and
dude, if you see us there and you
Say
don't
hi.
say hi, if you don't say hi, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And if I get a message, oh, I saw you, but you were busy. Like, bro, just say hi.
Yeah,
say
Like,
hi.
What's up?
Say hi.
It's fun.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot, but it's all for fun.
So, dude, we're pumped.
We'll
And
see you.
We'll see you after Concours.
Sounds good.
Or there.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Billy.
Bye.